just want to be given the chance.
You were the pioneers that built women's football.
The opportunity to succeed. Or even to fail.
You are the league of their own.
Figure out what the fuck you need to do mentally to be able to sacrifice everything for the girl next to you.
You better knock the fucking shit out of her!
Put the hurt on them first! Keep them on the ground! Stick your foot on their throat!
And I know football because I've been redshirted now 65 years by the university. So I want you to go out there and kick some butt tonight. All of Nebraska's counting on you.
Welcome to LFL Football Night. Mitch Mortaza alongside Bobby Huco. And Bobby, stop the presses. Was that Warren Buffett in the locker room of the 0-5 Omaha Heart giving a pregame speech?
That was incredible. In fact, I stopped him, got a couple tips. You don't know that after he left the locker room. In fact, he said, Blue Star, buy it.
Blue Star, right. Our Gordon
Stick with me, pal.
Let's get back to the game. Talking about the Omaha Heart team. Now, this is not arguably, it is the worst franchise season since the LFL debuted in 2009. How did they get to this point?
I realize coaches can't play. They physically can't go out there and make the plays, but I firmly put the blame right on the back of head coach Dante Allen. Him and his staff, instead of evaluating this team before the season, they went right into midseason. Oh, we got to make some changes. In the meantime, they're getting blown out by 70 points. You can't do it that way. You have to have a solid coach and a franchise quarterback to be successful in the LFL. At quarterback, it's been a carousel. They've had 5 quarterbacks already.
Unbelievable.
They even brought in the veteran, Anaka Dixon, my old quarterback. She hasn't played in 3 or 4 years.
Retired the next week.
She retired the next week, so she lost her touch a little bit. I love her, though. Great, Anaka, I love you. So tonight we got Kayleen Colson. I've never seen her play. Watch her in warm-ups. She did not scream out to me, franchise quarterback. I know she's a great athlete, but we'll see. She's going to have to play huge to win tonight.
Yeah, you're talking about an Omaha team that, let's be honest, the goal is to be competitive going into the fourth quarter. That's all they're looking to do. In order to do that, you got to move the sticks, and you do that with a power run game. Sarah Jane Thompson, she's really been the only bright spot for this Omaha Heart team all season. Look to her to get a lot of touches tonight. And then in the open spaces, Heather Hudson. She's simply a playmaker. That's what they brought her in here for. They're going to try to get her out in the open spaces plenty tonight. So we talked about Omaha. What's the strategy for Chicago coming in tonight?
And speaking with Keith Hack, the head coach of Chicago, number one, he wants to stay healthy. They have a playoff game a week from now. He wants none of his stars hurt. That being said, we're going to see a lot of backups tonight. A lot of people he wants to see, wants to play, get them ready for the playoffs. But the 2 big stories, actually. At quarterback, Heather Furr. There's rumors out there they're not going to re-sign her in 2016. This might be her last regular season game. We'll see. But the big story tonight...
That's not the big story. Heather Furr possibly not playing with the Chicago Bliss again.
Well,
that's pretty big. You know, and that's that. I mean, let's try to reel that in a little bit. If this is really her last regular season game and possibly last stretch run, and I'm hearing the reason this move is happening, they've got to bring in a traditional quarterback, a franchise-type quarterback. So this could very well be Heather Furr's final regular season game in a Bliss uniform.
I would hate to see it. I mean, this is the former MVP. All she does is win. I love her. As an ex-Gator, Tim Tebow, all she does is win. Heather, hopefully you'll be up there, but who knows next year. But the big story is, if they win tonight, this is the second time ever in the LFL that a team has gone undefeated regular season. Guess who the first team was? Chicago. We'll see. They should do it, but it's going to be a fun game.
And that'll do it for us. We've officially set up. It is the Omaha Heart versus the Chicago Bliss. One chasing history, an undefeated season, while the other trying to salvage their season. Guess what, folks? Kickoff is next. Back to LFL Football Night. Mitch Mortaza alongside Bobby Huco. And throw out the records, folks. This is Nebraska football. They don't care. They want to get after it, Bobby.
They absolutely do. They got Kayleen Colson, a new quarterback, the 5th one of the year start for Omaha tonight. But these fans, get back to the fans. They're incredible. They're not used to losing football teams. I don't want to say it, but Dante Allen has to win tonight to keep his job.
That is the narrative tonight. Coach Allen's job on the line. That is Shabria Civilian. A nice open field tackle by Amanda Hogan as we meet the starting offense for Chicago.
Stephanie Murray, center. Nekawani, tight end.
Dina Fagiano, tight end.
Allie Alberts, wide receiver.
Shabria Civilian, wide receiver.
JaVale Thompson, running back.
Heather Furr, quarterback.
The key tonight is quarterback Heather Furr. Without Crisdell Ferrari-Harris, they're throwing the football tonight. She has to stay sharp for the playoffs.
And the first pass deflected. That looked like Shaylin Durham of the Omaha Heart. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Chicago.
Furr was late. There's a window. Bam, you got to throw it now before she gets to the safety. The window was there. Civilian was open. Furr was just late getting the ball there.
Ball remains at the 21 of Chicago. And this crowd coming to life. Furr back to pass, looking over the middle and finding Allie Alberts. Sarah Robinson on the tackle.
Again, this is why Coach Hacks is throwing the football tonight. Heather Furr has to get the passing game down for Chicago to win the championship again. Again, she was late throwing the football. Alberts made a great catch.
A passing down for Chicago. 3rd and 4 over the middle. Civilian wide open. And that'll be enough for Chicago first down. Heather Hudson on the tackle.
Same type play. Civilian comes underneath on a dagger. Furr got it there quicker before the safety got there. Completion. Still a little bit late, but she got the job done.
An impressive opening drive for the defending champion Chicago Bliss. From the shotgun, quick screen pass to Thompson. And Thompson getting to the second layer of the defense, gaining 8 yards on the reception.
Great play by Heather Furr. A bad snap by Stephanie Murray. This is her first start at center. Watch this, athletic. She gets it out there quick. Great run down the sideline. First getting the job done. Again, this is typical Heather Furr. Not great sharpness, but they're moving the football.
2nd and 2 now. Ball at the Omaha 5-yard line. Furr again, a pass in the right flat to JaVale Thompson again. But this time Thompson will lose a yard.
I like the call. You get the ball to Thompson out in open space. Hake makes a heck of a one-on-one tackle. That's hard to do against JaVale Thompson.
Now a 3rd and 3 from the Omaha 6. That means Chicago can still get a first down at about the 3-yard line. Over the middle to Allie Alberts. Alberts, one of the best all-around athletes on this roster. And she'll set up a 1st and goal for Chicago.
Allie Alberts, watch the extension. I thought for a second she crossed the plane, but her knee was down. Wow, that was close. Great pass by Furr again. They haven't run the football once tonight, Mitch.
That is unexpected for Chicago, and there is your first run. A quarterback sneak by Heather Rockstar Furr. That'll put Chicago up 6-0.
I love their celebrations. They do it better than anyone in sports. Look at the Chicago Bliss. What do you call that, Mitch?
I call that knowing you're headed to the playoffs already and nothing to lose and having a little fun here in Omaha.
That's their play they love to do. That quarterback sneak inside the 1. Nobody can stop it. I don't know why people don't put everybody up there on the quarterback. They do it every game.
From the shotgun, Furr for the extra point over the middle. And throws it a bit behind Allie Alberts. The score will remain 6-0.
That was not Heather Furr's fault. Stephanie Murray again floated the snap to her. That throws off all the timing.
An impressive opening series drive. 7 plays, 29 yards for the Bliss. And we talked about their offensive strategy with Allie Alberts.
If you have a one-trick pony that always works, would you do anything else? Because we wouldn't. And that's how we're going to win our 3rd championship.
Now that's a valid point, Bobby, as far as being a one-trick pony. If it works, why fix it? But I'm still a big fan of a well-balanced offense.
I am too. And Allie Alberts, I mean, she has matured so much as a player. I totally agree with her. They feature the Ferrari-Harris every game. They give it to her 100 times. But they don't need her to win football games. They can throw the football and win.
I'm not sure everybody will agree to that, but getting back to football here, that's Heather Hudson. Opening the game for Omaha with a 4-yard run. Chantel Taylor on the tackle. That'll now set up a 2nd and 6. Ball at the Omaha 19-yard line. Kaylee Colson at quarterback. That's an inside cross-buck handoff. That is Sarah Thompson. And Thompson gaining 9 yards on the carry. She is the stud on this offense. Now let's meet the starters.
Sarah Robinson, your center.
Shalane Durham, tight end.
JJ Thacker, tight end.
Heather Hudson, wide receiver.
Jackie Hake, wide receiver.
S.J. Townsend, running back.
Kayleen Colson, quarterback.
JJ Thacker, the free agent they brought in from Orlando. She wanted to play for Atlanta. She's here in Omaha. I don't know if it was a good move or not. Atlanta not taking her. She's a stud.
Durham on a 6-yard carry. Ball out to the Chicago 16-yard line as we meet the defensive starters for Chicago.
Chantel Taylor, DN.
Dina Fagiano, D-line.
Nekawani, middle linebacker.
Dominique Collins, your corner.
Kim Perez, corner.
Allie Alberts, safety.
Heather Furr, safety.
Watch out for Chantel Taylor tonight. Yashi Rice is not playing. Look for Chantel Taylor to play huge tonight.
That's a 2nd and 4 design rollout by Kaylee Colson, and she loses the ball. And we'll see who recovered here. That looked like Heather Hudson at the bottom of the pile. So the ball will remain with Omaha, and that should be enough for a first down.
What a play by Kim Perez, number 10. Watch her come in the picture and strip the ball. That's a rookie quarterback holding the ball like a loaf of bread, not high and tight. Perez came in there, the veteran, stripped her.
Offsides on the defense, number 19. Inside 3 yards prior to the snap. 5 yards result, first down.
That is our head referee, Joe Mackey. And a false start here. Check that, offsides on Chantel Taylor. You could see her move into the neutral zone, the 3-yard gap that you see in the LFL. She definitely jumped that gap.
Coach Hack is not happy with this. Omaha driving on Chicago's defensive line.
And we'll take a break here as Chicago's calling a timeout. It has been a physical game thus far in the first quarter. Back to LFL football night inside the farm in Omaha, Nebraska. 1st and 5, ball at the Chicago 6. Kayleen Colson, the rookie quarterback, making her debut, and that is a handoff to Heather Hudson. A swarm of defenders led by Naneka Nwani.
This should be a touchdown for Omaha. I don't know why Heather Hudson, she stumbled getting to the hole. The hole was there. Look at this hole. You hit it quick at the touchdown. There's the hole. Bam, you're in the end zone. She went backwards. I don't know why. Omaha should be on the board right now.
Heather Hudson not getting a lot of work with this offense. Residing in Baltimore, Maryland, flying in for as much work as she can get in. Clearly missing the gap there. Another toss play. Again to Heather Hudson. Hudson gaining a yard on the carry before Allie Alberts slams her against the wall.
I really like what Omaha's doing. They went into the old Nebraska Cornhusker wishbone, like back in the 70s and 80s, and they're driving right down the field on this tough Chicago defense. Coach Hack is not happy right now.
And this is going to be a blueprint for the Atlanta Steam as they look to develop a game plan in the Eastern Conference Championship a week from now.
Chicago looks confused. That defense is all over.
3rd and 6, another toss play to Sarah Thompson. Not much confusion there. That is Chantel Taylor playing possessed. We talked about it earlier tonight. Yashi Rice not here, and she's playing on her behalf.
This is almost like the old days with the Miami Heat when Dwayne Wade would play when LeBron was on the sideline. He had 50-point games. Chantel Taylor playing awesome so far.
Taylor having a career season in 2015. 2 sacks. And we cannot say enough about the DN package in Chicago with Yashi Rice and Chantel Taylor. Yashi Rice missing this game as her grandmother passed away. So Chicago playing with a heavy heart tonight.
Offsides, 15, defense. Inside 3 yards, making contact with the offensive line. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That penalty on Heather Furr, again, a neutral zone infraction.
Correction.
I'm not sure what she's
4th
doing
down.
there.
What in the heck was that, Mitch? I've never seen that. Heather, what are you doing?
I can't explain that one.
I don't know.
A 4th and 6 play ball at the Chicago 7. That is a misdirection handoff, and that's not going to get there. Allie Alberts and Heather Furr, an absolute incredible opportunity for this Omaha offense, and now falling short.
Chicago's defense, the safeties are on the line of scrimmage. You're not expecting any passes.
I said, wait, no, listen. I said 5 yards off. I want your disco, you were moving back to 7 yards.
Offensive coordinator, head coach Dante Allen, coaching up his young quarterback over the middle to Civilian. And they're looking to her a lot tonight in the absence of Christelle Harris. That was a 5-yard gain.
Heather Furr sharp again. Double coverage, kind of a man-free coverage by Omaha. Furr ready to deliver the strike.
Watch the ball, please.
And we may have a penalty here.
Just watch the ball.
You could see Heather Furr coaching up that offense.
Offsides on the defense. Number 14. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That penalty on Chantrell Tillman, the left DN.
I'm not sure, Mitch. That was perfect timing, I think.
I thought she took off a little early, getting in that 3-yard neutral zone. Low snap back to Furr from the shotgun. In the flat. This time to Javille Thompson. The pair of impressive rookie running backs for the Chicago Bliss, Javille Thompson and Shabria Civilian.
Chicago will take this all night long. If they let Thompson wide open like that in the flat, one-on-one, that time it was against the other Thompson, Sarah Jane Thompson, they're going to get yardage all night.
That was an 11-yard gain. Furr just having a field day dissecting this defense. That pass complete to Dina Fagiano. Sarah Thompson again on the tackle.
Throw me another marshmallow. Heather Furr is on fire. Has she thrown an incompletion yet?
I don't believe so. We'll have to check in with the truck. She's been working the flat and over the middle, looking sharp early. Another high snap, now looking down the field, and nearly had Javille Thompson. Heather Hudson in coverage, breaking up the pass.
That's probably the worst pass of the night. It's still almost complete. She was open. If Heather Furr put a little more air in it, it'd be 6 points for Chicago. Great play by Hudson.
Shabria Civilian targeted often in this game, again with the absence of Christelle Ferrari-Harris. Believe it or not, Bobby, Civilian is actually the number 4 ranked wide receiver in the league.
Civilian can play. They all can play. Allie Alberts had a great point. We're so used to the, like you say, the one-trick pony offense. Give the ball to the Ferrari-Harris. Now, without her in the game, they are wide open and moving the ball way down the field. I love this kind of football.
This time going to Javille Thompson. Just when you think you've got it figured out, they go to Thompson. That'll be enough for a Chicago first down. And just like that, the ball is at the Omaha 15-yard line.
They're making a point. Atlanta has to be watching this offense. They had to run the ball all night, and they're just moving all night long down the field.
We've got another penalty. This looked to be on Chicago, perhaps a false start. Coach Hack digging a grave early.
Illegal substitution.
What was that call?
On the defense, 8 players on the field. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Hack's an old mob guy. He was just saying if you're going to dig a hole, if you have to bury a body, you dig the hole the night before because you don't be caught with the body. So if they catch you digging a hole, they say, what are you doing? They say, I'm just digging a hole.
And speaking of digging a hole, I have no idea what you're talking about, Bobby, but the Omaha Heart coaching staff absolutely in disheveled mode. They can't even put the right personnel on the field. That was a penalty on Omaha with 8 people. Just mass confusion and utter disarray in the coaching staff.
That is the story of Omaha all year long.
We are at the end of first quarter play. Chicago up 6-0. Back to Omaha, Nebraska. The fans having a little fun with the Chicago bench, and you got to wonder how long before head coach Keith Hack absolutely erupts.
He's going nuts right now about the game. I don't think he's worried about the horns, but you're right. In the third quarter, if they're still doing that, there might be some punches thrown.
First play here in the second quarter, a dribbler back to Heather Furr, and Furr making something out of nothing and gaining 8 yards on the run. Heather Hudson on the tackle. You could see Heather Furr losing her bottoms, but still gaining 8 yards.
What an athletic play by Furr. Again, Stephanie Murray with a bad snap. That's like her 4th bad snap tonight. If she's going to start in the playoffs next week, that cannot happen because Chicago will not win without good snaps.
That'll be an interesting dynamic to see if Jamie Barwick or Stephanie Murray start at center for Chicago. Now a 1st and goal. There is that bull rush play. And it appears Heather Furr got into the end zone. That'll be the 2nd score of the night for Chicago, as well as number 15.
That play is unstoppable. It's a quarterback sneak. Usually, Crisdell Harris is right behind her, pushing in the end zone. That play, there was no running back. And Sarah Jane Thompson pulled her back, but she still got through the plane and got the points.
And you could see the number 20 on Allie Albert's arm. That is on the arm of every Chicago Bliss player tonight. For Yashi Rice, the all-fantasy defensive end, out of this game as her mother passed away earlier this week. They're definitely playing in honor of Yashi Rice.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to the entire Rice family.
And we saw the extra point attempt, no good for Chicago.
How's it going,
The score
Jamie?
will remain 12-0.
How's it going?
Nneka Nwani, one of the unsung heroes of the Bliss three-peat run here in 2015. Kayleen Colson going back to work for Omaha. Again in the wishbone handoff. This time Sarah Thompson, number 7, gaining 2 yards. We actually sat down with her earlier to talk about the challenges of the 2015 season.
Yeah, looking back on this season, it's definitely been a huge disappointment. We appreciate the people that have stuck with us, our fans that have stuck with us. We're ready to get to tonight's game, ended on a high note this year, get working in the off season, and come back strong next year.
I'm with her 100%. This is a different team than we saw in their first game. This team can compete. They should have 6 points right now. This should be almost a tie game.
I don't know if I would go that far. That's Kayleen Colson. Handoff, Heather Hudson. I think the point here has got to be you need a quarterback here in Omaha. That's where it starts. And I'm not sure that the fan base here is convinced that Dante Allen is their future head coach.
I agree. I mean, they have a lot of talent. They keep adding new players like J.J. Thacker. They have a good squad, but you have to produce. You have to win. That's what coaches do, win. Write that down, Mitch.
Heather Hudson on the carry for 3 yards. That was Chantel Taylor on the tackle. You could see Taylor jumping that 3-yard gap. Another inside handoff. It looks like they are not going to attempt to pass the ball tonight. That handoff to Shaylin Durham. Durham gaining 3 yards. Heather Furr and Dominique Collins on the tackle.
Get this fucking first down! Right here!
Allie Alberts is not happy at all, just like Coach Keith Hack. Omaha, with his wishbone offense, keeps moving the football down the field.
Again, this presents the perfect blueprint. If I'm the Atlanta Steam and I'm playing Chicago in a week in the Eastern Conference Championship, their run defense is not that great. Handoff to Shaylin Durham. That is the 150-pound fullback out of Council Bluffs, Iowa. That just sounds like a football player's town, Bobby.
It is a great town. I love that town, but I love this offense even more. Omaha couldn't even get a snap early in the season. They're doing the wishbone with Kayleen Colson, and she is executing excellent right now.
Head coach Keith Hack doubles as the defensive coordinator, so he cannot be happy about the way Omaha's just simply moving it down the field with this running game.
Colson looks poised in the pocket, poised behind the center. I like how she's playing football, leading this offense right now.
If by leading the offense you mean handing off, she's done nothing through the air. And Chantel Taylor playing absolutely possessed tonight. You got to think she's doing a bit of this for number 20.
Absolutely. She is on fire also on defense. I asked her about her opponent, Omaha, tonight. She said, that's not my opponent. She said, that's my victim.
You gotta love Chantel Taylor and her development. She had a tough time, believe it or not, getting on the active roster just a couple seasons ago. She's really developed her game in the offseason, and I think the pairing with her and Yashi Rice makes it very difficult to double either of them.
They're the best ends in the league, but tonight, without Rice there, Chantel Taylor's taking his game into her own hands.
A 2nd and 14 play. Sarah Thompson, no gain. And you could see the Chicago defense now teeing off against the run, knowing there's absolutely no chance Omaha's going to throw it.
They're not. They're moving the football on the ground. What's working for them? They got to keep doing this. They haven't moved the football like this all season long. Great play by Barwick right there. Shedding the block, making the tackle.
You made a point earlier about Heather Hudson and her poor vision and finding the right gap. That was another case. Sarah Thompson had an opening to the right, an easy 5-yard gain. Instead, no gain on the play.
Absolutely. That's momentum changers right there. Hudson could have walked in the end zone. That's a big game. Instead of first downs, now they're going backwards.
Heather Hudson, speaking of going backwards, she'll lose one.
She misses the hole. Bang, there's the hole to the left. She goes outside where the blocking is taking the defense. She missed the hole. That could have busted for another touchdown.
Again, how much of that falls back on the coaching staff to go through the reps of this offensive scheme during the practice week?
Absolutely. That's simple football. Follow your blocks. If they kick the defensive end outside, you cut underneath, inside.
Now a 4th and 15. Ball at the 22.
Watch a lineman release! Watch a lineman release!
Allie Alberts, having seen game film on the release. We'll see if Kayleen Colson can open it up here a bit with her arm. We've got a timeout on the field. This Omaha offense a little confused. Meanwhile, we've got Chantel Taylor having a career night here in Omaha.
Chantel Taylor constantly proves there is no traffic if you go that extra mile. She plays at a different level than anybody else on the football field. Without Rice in the game tonight, she's showing she might be the best defensive end in the game. She is absolutely, I hope you guys like animals, she is a beast all over the field tonight.
Again, I go back to my point. How much of this is for her teammate, Yashi Rice?
I think a lot. I really do. I think she is so used to having her teammate there, one of her best friends on the other side of the line, and she's playing for Yashi tonight.
1st and 10. That looked like an end-around reverse that never materialized. That's our first look at J.J. Thacker, number 13, who just was signed this past week. And you could see that play had no chance of developing.
I just like the fact that they tried. I think Thacker was supposed to hand the ball off. She missed a handoff, and Dominique Collins saw that, just threw her against the boards.
Thacker out of Sanford, Florida, played with the Orlando Fantasy, was a heralded all-fantasy defensive end. It'll be interesting how she holds up in the game today. That pass behind Thompson. Fur looking sharp early, struggling here late.
You always got to throw with your feet. Watch her left foot. It's looking down the field. She throws across her body. The ball's never going to get there. Throw with your feet, quarterbacks.
That incomplete sets up a 2nd and 10. Ball remains at the Omaha 22-yard line. Number 15, self-professed Tim Tebow type quarterback, Heather Furr, in the pocket. Speaking of Tim Tebow, taking off with the ball, gaining 6 yards. That is one of the assets of Heather Furr, her playmaking ability. Obviously gets a lot of criticism for her arm, but she does a bit of this.
She can do it. You're absolutely right. This is Tim Tebow. A lot of quarterbacks would stay in the pocket. Heather knows she can run, and she can run as well as any quarterback in the league. She'll take that all night long.
Now a 3rd and 4. Ball at the Omaha 16 from the shotgun in the flat, complete to Tina Fagiano. And Fagiano fighting through the first tackler, gaining 10 yards on the reception.
Tina Fagiano, we talk about her every time Chicago plays. She comes out with big plays every game she's in. She's a tough cookie from Chicago, another mob figure in that lineup.
Now, Tina Fagiano is an interesting story. Fagiano was skinny thin just a couple years ago, really has committed herself in the weight room, and now become one of the better interior players. That will officially take us to the 2-minute warning. Chicago up 12-0. Back to Omaha, Nebraska. The fans having a little fun with head coach Keith Hack. Just a great atmosphere here at the farm. They always pack it in, irregardless of their record. And you could see the wave there. And guess who's taking part of it? Billionaire, genius, American icon. You fill in the adjective.
Wow.
Mr. Warren Buffett.
That is classic. I follow all sports. I have never seen Warren Buffett do the wave anywhere in any sport.
Now a 1st and goal. Heather Furr in the shotgun. Looking to the back of the end zone, overshooting her target, Allie Alberts.
Heather Hudson with great coverage on Alberts right there. Heather Furr actually made a good throw. I don't know if she was trying to overthrow it, but there was nothing there. Hudson was all over Alberts.
I like the spiral, though. I like how the ball is coming off the hand of Heather Furr. She shows you those brief glimpses of being a quarterback, and then you see a squib screen pass. It's so frustrating. And there you go. Trust me, folks, I did not know that was coming.
You gotta pick up somebody, please.
And Heather
Pick
Furr,
up somebody.
you could see complaining about the protection up front, but you still have to hit that person in the flat.
Absolutely right. There was no protection, but it's such a quick pass. You just got to get the ball and throw it out there. It's an easy pass. She made it look hard.
3rd and goal. That looked like J.J. Thacker jumping.
She didn't move, you did. She didn't move. Way to watch the ball, White. Way to watch the ball.
Looked like J.J. Thacker jumped there. We'll see if they get Omaha.
Offsides. Number 13 in the defense. Cause reaction by the offense. Half the distance to the goal. Remains 3rd down.
Thacker trying to get used to the speed of the game, and you could see the cadence there, pulling her off sides. That'll move the ball 5 yards closer. The ball will go down to the Omaha 3-yard line.
Veteran move by Heather Furr. She changed the snap count inside the 10-yard line, and Thacker jumped.
3rd and goal as the crowd gets into it a bit. Furr overthrowing the Nneka Nwani.
Nneka Nwani wide open in the end zone. Again, like you said, Heather Furr was on fire. Here's a short touchdown pass. She's got time. She just overthrows a wide open Nneka Nwani.
Now a 4th and goal as the crowd comes to life.
Omaha.
Yeah, we've got a timeout on the field. That is Gabe Garcia, the defensive coordinator, absolutely laying into Amanda Hogan. And I like seeing that kind of fire from this team. We haven't seen it all season.
I agree. Garcia laying into her, and that's a great player for them, Hogan. But they need that fire. Look, they're getting into it. It's just, this Omaha team, I'm telling you, if they would have scored that first touchdown, they're in the game.
A crowd coming to life here in Omaha under heavy pressure. And incomplete. The Omaha defense holds.
This defense came to play tonight. Watch Alexis Wagner, number 16, off the edge. She gets in Heather Furr's face. Watch this. Wagner, bam, hits Furr. The ball's not even close. They stop the 2-time defending champs on the goal line. Great defensive stand.
Folks, if you're a stats person, the Omaha defense is ranked absolutely dead last with a turnover margin of -18. To hold the Chicago offense to only 12 points is a headline in and itself. Now Kayleen Colson trying to get out of the end zone and barely escapes the clutches of Nneka Nwani. You could see Heather Furr asking for the safety.
Great pressure by Jamie Barwick. She actually gets hold of Colson's leg. They almost, only for the strength of Colson did they save a safety.
Offsides. Defense, number 12, within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Chicago not having played a few weeks, looking a bit rusty. That penalty on Dominique Collins, the left side corner. Now we are under 2 minutes remaining. Shaylin Durham from Council Bluffs, Iowa. breaking through the defense. And now there's got to be a bit of urgency from this Omaha offense.
Wow, Shaylin Durham is running like she stole something right through the Chicago defense. This is incredible. Chicago didn't come to play tonight on defense.
Heather first saving what could have been potentially a much bigger gain. And Heather Furr again contributing defensively, stopping Heather Hudson. Check it, that was Shaylin Durham again. She gained a yard on the carry. Setting up a 2nd and 9 play now to Heather Hudson. Hudson trying to get to the outside and does. Barely escaping the wall and gaining 7 yards as well as stopping the clock.
It's really hard to believe the control this offense has tonight. The yardage they're chewing up, but they have 0 points to show for it. That's incredible.
You could see Heather Hudson touching the wall, but no defender touching her. That's a little toss play to Sarah Jane Thompson. And the clock now under a minute, and I'm not sure this offense is aware they're in 2-minute offense here.
This is the first time Colson's ever started as quarterback. I don't know if she knows the 2-minute offense that well yet.
Omaha does have a timeout remaining. Colson back in the shotgun. Will she throw it? No, that is a design left side run. I'm not sure she got out of bounds.
I'm not sure about that call. You're moving the ball with the wishbone. You have a trip set to the right. You run your quarterback to the left with no blocking outside. There's no chance that's going to work. I don't get it. They're moving the ball with the wishbone. Keep doing it.
But why aren't you calling a timeout here? This is just baffling. There's a completed pass to Sarah Thompson, and she's not going to get there. Absolutely horrid use of the clock by both the players and the coaching staff of the Omaha Heart.
I actually got to blame the coaches. This is Colson's first start. She doesn't know all the quarterback things to do. The coaches need to be yelling at her to call timeout.
That is absolutely baffling. You had a timeout remaining, potentially 10 to 15 seconds on the clock. There was an opportunity to do something there. That will officially bring us to halftime in a game that has been closely fought, believe it or not, with Omaha hanging tough, 12-0. We'll be back with halftime festivities. Welcome back inside the farm in Omaha, Nebraska. Mitch Mortaza alongside Bobby Huco here at halftime. And Bobby, a score of 12-0. This is not what we expected. Omaha actually competitive and doing so without a quarterback.
Absolutely. Omaha's getting it done the old-fashioned way. Chicago-like blue-collar football. A really consistent running game. And on defense, they're holding Chicago to only 80 yards total offense in the first half. For Chicago, they're playing obviously without Chris Del Harris, maybe the best back ever. So their focus is on the passing game. They want Heather Furr's arm to be ready for the playoffs. She's played rock solid, 10 out of 17, 17 attempts for Heather Furr.
She's definitely had some success on offense there, but not a lot of offense in the first half of this game. In fact, only 12 points scored. Now let's take a look at that scoring. It was Heather Furr in the first quarter on this 1-yard touchdown run. Then in the second, it was Groundhog's Day. Heather Furr once again on a 1-yard touchdown run. That brings us to our halftime score of 12-0 Chicago. Now let's take a look at the first half stats.
Don't adjust your sets, LFL fans. The Omaha Heart are hanging with the two-time champs after one half of football. In fact, Omaha right now has more rushing yards than Chicago. They need to improve on fourth down conversions, however, to have a shot. They might actually knock off the champs.
Let's not get crazy, Bobby. That brings us officially to the end of halftime festivities here in Omaha as the two teams return. Will it be the Omaha Heart shocking the LFL world? Or will it be the Chicago Bliss en route to an undefeated regular season? The second half kickoff is next. Back to LFL football night here inside the farm, and you could see the hay in the background. They don't mind being called the farm here.
Absolutely. This defense, though, I'm telling you, they're playing good football tonight for the first part of the season. That defense had a lot of hay on their back.
I tell you what, when this team is competing, there is no better place to watch LFL football than right here in Omaha. That's Heather Hudson on the return. Hudson gaining 16 yards, a nice solid return. Omaha will start at its own 15-yard line. What'd you think about Kayleen Colson here?
I really think she came in and played solid football. She's not, exciting. She doesn't have a gun like Ashley Salerno of Los Angeles, but she's executing the offense, handing the ball up to the right running backs and moving the football. They're not getting points, but they're going against the two-time defending LFL champions.
I think that's an excellent way to put it. She's not losing the ball game for Omaha, which we've seen every other quarterback that lined up under center do this year. And look at Dominique Collins absolutely smelling out that play. That will be a loss of 5 yards. The all-fantasy corner stepping up big time.
Not sure about this play call. When you have something that's working, the wishbone is working, they haven't stopped it all night, you try a reverse like that and you lose 5 yards.
Dominique Collins, another solid season at the corner position. I've often said she is the most underrated corner in the entire league. One of the best pure tacklers and can defend. A solid pickup opposite Kim Perez on the other side for Chicago.
Two great cornerbacks.
Now a 2nd and 15 play. Handoff sloppy. That ball is loose. And speaking of Kim Perez, I'm not sure why they didn't let her continue that play. Nonetheless, Chicago now taking over inside the 10-yard line of Omaha.
I'm not sure she's down right here. Right there, it doesn't look like she's touched. And when she's touched, she's already up. That should have been a touchdown in my eyes.
Trips right,
definitely a questionable call. And you hate to see that for Omaha after competing in the first half to come out and start the third quarter that way, reverting back to their old ways. Just when you thought they were turning a corner here.
You spoke about the cornerbacks. Kim Perez caused that whole thing. Sarah Jane Thompson heard footsteps when Perez was right in her face.
That's a quick dump off to Allie Alberts, and Alberts getting into the end zone. Allie Alberts not having the type of career year we're used to seeing from number 1. But coming on late.
There was a blitz there by Omaha, but there was nobody outside. Heather Furr got the ball out there quickly to Alberts. There was nobody out there. Good blocking in front of her. She walked in the end zone.
Alberts, despite not having a lot of balls thrown her way earlier this season, is now the number 2 ranked receiver in the game, only behind Seattle's Brent Rinda.
Without a question, I think she's the number 1 receiver in the game. She's just not in a passing offense.
The extra point attempt going to Allie Alberts, but Alberts having her knee down on the ground. So they'll call her dead right there. The score will remain 18-0. Chicago in the lead.
Allie Alberts confused why she doesn't know she was down.
Alberts not certain of what happened. She had a knee clearly down on the ground and was touched.
They're going to do it again. Pump and hit your
that ended the extra point attempt as Omaha will take over.
I know, it's an inadvertent whistle.
Inadvertent whistle sounded by the official. We will replay the try.
Oh, that's interesting. They didn't call her down. That was an inadvertent whistle. So maybe Allie Alberts knew something we didn't.
Absolutely. I don't think she was touched either. She was right. She knows the rules better than probably Coach Hack does.
Now, hang on, Bobby. Just literally 35 seconds ago, you said that she was down.
No, you said she was down. I said I thought she was in the end zone.
Tomato, tomato. We're going to replay the down here. Extra point attempt in the flat. Again to Alberts. They are really trying to get Alberts off in this game. No good. Impressive spurt there. Stephanie Bear on the tackle. So yet again, the score will remain 18-0.
That was actually great defense by Omaha. They tried a quick pass over the middle. They stuffed her. Came outside to Alberts again. Nothing there.
I like Alexis Wagner. If you're an Omaha Heart fan, mark that name down. I think that's a great little pillar for them on the defensive side of the ball. Really impressed by her effort tonight. 1st and 10. Ball at the 15. Shotgun snap to Colson. Colson to the right side. And that will be intercepted. A sloppy looking pass. It absolutely telegraphing it right to Dominique Collins.
starting to look like the old Omaha team we saw early in the year. They came in after halftime 12-0 running the football. We saw in warm-up she did not have a gun, so that wasn't even close. I mean, that should have been intercepted by a peewee football team. But do what you do best. They're running the wishbone right down the field, and they went away from it with the reverse. Now they're throwing the ball, and Chicago's going to run away with this thing.
And this is where the champs usually go for the jugular. From the shotgun, Fur looking to the left side on a go pattern, just overshoots the athletic Allie Alberts. Alberts with absolutely no effort just jumped a 5-yard board. When was the last time you and I did that, Bobby?
Never, but the last time I saw anybody do that was Bo Jackson when he was playing baseball. What an athletic move. Heck with a non-catch. Look at that move.
I'm glad we showed that on the replay. That's some hops.
That's incredible.
Usain Bolt. I don't know, though. Does Bolt do hurdles, or is it just straight?
No, it's track.
2nd and 10, ball at the 23. From the shotgun, not shy as Heather Furr. Looking to her favorite target, Allie Alberts. That will go incomplete
Heather,
again.
what the fuck are you doing?
Coach Hack, I can't repeat what he said about what Heather's doing. Obviously, he's not happy with that throw because that's a couple times Alberts was open and Furr just inked the ball to her.
Furr is a ball of inconsistency. That is something that's going to plague him in the postseason. Now 3rd and 10 from the shotgun. That's an easier pass, but overshoots her target, Civilian. We do have a penalty on the play. Perhaps we've got pass interference.
Offsides. Defense. Number 13. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
That offsides on J.J. Thacker, who's having a tough night tonight.
Bad call. She didn't move. She was in the 3-yard cushion. I don't know what the officials were looking at. That was horrible. Now it's 3rd and 5. It should be 4th and 10.
That absolutely changes the dynamic and opens up the playbook for Chicago. And now Heather Furr finding Civilian. Great cut by Civilian going back toward the middle of the field. And that should be enough for a 1st down and move the sticks for Chicago.
This is how Heather Furr has matured as a quarterback. The old Heather Furr would have took off running. She's got room, she usually would take off. She stops, throws a bullet out there for a 1st down. Heather Furr, she might be a quarterback, Mitch.
That was impressive. I don't think I've seen that kind of discipline from Heather Furr. So we could be seeing the maturity at just the right time for number 15. That's a quick slant throw, that to Allie Alberts. Alberts would gain 4 yards, take it down inside the Omaha 5-yard line.
That's right. I can't run a ball without a block.
Allie Alberts complaining about the blocking after the catch.
She's right. Heather Furr, it's a quick screen, but there's supposed to be, it was Civilian for the touchdown earlier. Nobody out in front of her. There's no way she's going to get free.
I think that was a design play to get Dina Fagiano ahead of Allie Alberts, and Dina did not get there for the block. A bit of frustration from number 1, Allie Alberts. 2nd and goal. Fakes it to the right over the middle. Wide open was the center, Stephanie Murray. And you could see that is just sloppy. You'll see Heather Furr make an incredible play on the previous play, then miss an open receiver.
Classic Heather Furr. This is her entire career. Like I say, all she does is win, but you get so frustrated. She's on fire, she can't miss a pass, and then she misses a wide open receiver in the end zone.
3rd and goal as we are under 5 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. Furr looking for the quick slant. A bit of miscommunication there as Allie Alberts stopped on the pattern.
Actually, it was a great call, man-to-man coverage outside. It's almost like a pick. They bring Alberts inside. It would have been a touchdown. Furr just didn't get the ball to her.
Down, shut it down, let's go.
Heather Hudson trying to egg on this defense. She is not used to losing this many ball games. Heather Hudson signed as a free agent from the Baltimore Charm. And this crowd coming back to life on a 4th and goal. Heather Furr did not like what she saw from the defense and elects to call a timeout. A little bit of confusion from Omaha as Chicago capitalizes. Back to third quarter action, LFL football night. And if you're wondering about my Facebook or Twitter, it's simply @Mitchell_Mortaza. And I'm not sure if Bobby's evolved to social media just yet, but we've got a 4th and goal here. And Stephanie Murray getting behind the defense and getting into the end zone, giving Chicago an extended 24-0 lead.
I love that Coach Keith Hack came back to the same play that just was incomplete. This time, Omaha actually has their double coverage, and Heather Furr delivers a strike. Perfect pass for a touchdown.
Shake it off! Amanda! Shake it off! Shake it off!
Heather Hudson encouraging Amanda Hogan. A bit of positive reinforcement if they're down 24-0. Chicago electing to go for 2 here from the 3-yard line. Scrambling left, Heather Furr wide open, walking into the end zone. Having a little fun there with the Omaha Hard fans.
Wow, I like that. Get into it, Heather.
I don't think you want to mess with LFL players. Some of these guys come to these games having no idea.
They have no clue. They're going to get their butt kicked if they keep doing that.
Furr finding the corner of the end zone.
Come on, guys. We got to get some points on the board. We got to get some points on the board.
Heather Hudson vying for the Tony Robbins role of the LFL.
She is like Tony Robbins. She keeps the team together. They're down 26. They got to score some points, Mitch.
They've got to put something on the board. This is an offense that's only managed 13 points all season as Colson goes back under center. From the wishbone, Omaha, that handoff to Stephanie Baer. Baer gaining 2 yards on the carry. Baer was part of that Warren Buffett pregame speech. In fact, Buffett telling this offense, give the ball to Stephanie Baer. She's averaging some great yardage. Nothing doing there as the defense stepped up, led by Allie Alberts.
Do you think the appearance by Warren Buffett tonight, do you think he's lobbying for a job next year, coaching?
I think Warren Buffett, if he can manage the salary that we pay, could be an incredible head coach in this game. Now you've got Colson under center, handoff again to Heather Hudson. And you could see that Chicago defense absolutely pinning their ears back and coming after the run.
You guys gotta get that fucking block, man!
I would be upset also if I was Hudson. Shaylin Dorr, watch this. She's got so much power, but that is such a weak block. Hudson gets killed because of no blocking.
No technique, absolutely no heart. That is not how you win football games. I don't care where you're playing. That is one of the things that the mindset of this franchise has got to change in the offseason. It's not for a lack of talent. And now Allie Alberts distracting our home audience.
Distracting the announcers.
Now we've got a 3rd and 10. That's a direct snap to the quarterback, Colson. Colson gaining 8 yards on the carry. She's a bit of an athlete. I like her at the quarterback position if they can develop her arm in the offseason.
The arm definitely needs to be developed, but I like her as a wishbone quarterback. It really moved the football in the first half. They should have had points on that first drive of the game. And then they tried all these other reverses and passing the ball, and this game just got out of hand.
We are winding down the 3rd quarter here from Omaha, Nebraska, with a 4th and 2 handoff, this time to Stephanie Baer. Baer picking up a very impressive first down, and that'll move the sticks for Omaha.
I'm going to show you the problem right here with Omaha. I'm not pointing around, but watch the center. Watch Sarah Robinson. She comes out as a lead blocker. She's got a great angle. All she has to do is block, and she gets punched out. That should have been like a 10-yard game.
All you have to do is engage. They've got the size up front. J.J. Thacker, Shaylin Durham, Jackie Hake. They've got to be more physical at the point of attack. It's that simple.
Absolutely right. I mean, she was there to make the block, but again, that's coaching. Coaching never taught her what to do from that point on, how to get that linebacker out.
This will be the last play of the third quarter. Colson trying to make something happen will lose 2 yards. Dominique Collins having a whale of a ball game on the stop.
Dominique Collins can flat out play football.
That will bring us to the end of the third quarter here from Omaha, Nebraska, where the back-to-back champions are starting to play the part.
These are the stupidest people I've ever met. Okay, here's where we're having issues at. We're running the QB4. This idiot right here is blocking up here or lining up completely wrong. All you gotta do is run this way. That's it, you're the lead blocker. That's all we're doing. And she's following you, but she can't follow you because you're over here doing something completely different. God damn it, the band tells you what to do.
Dante Allen upset like we were talking about, the blocking right now. Shoppers on a Black Friday could tackle and block better than Omaha's front line right now.
And Dante Allen absolutely having a tough time this season. And you could see that frustration starting to boil over, referring to a player as an idiot.
You can't refer to players as idiots, they're your players. But he's upset, he's worried about his job, bottom line. They're down 26-0 to the two-time defending champs. They've scored 13 points all year. They haven't won a game. He knows what's going on.
Hey, listen, I've been called a lot worse than that on a football field. That's a handoff to Shaylin Durham, no gain. We talked about Chantel Taylor. She is having a career game tonight.
Absolutely is. They have so many superstars, you don't know which one to talk about. Furr, Albert, Chantel, they got Rice, they got Fagiano, they got the 2 corners, they got the coach. I mean, it's star-studded.
Not to mention the 2 developing offensive weapons in Shabria Civilian. And that ball went loose. It looked like Heather Hudson recovered. Getting back to my thought, you've got Shabria Civilian and Javille Thompson. I really like how those 2 are developing.
Absolutely. Then you got Nneka Nwani. I mean, you can go on and on and on.
That is just mishandled and a bit of a low toss to Heather Hudson. Nneka Nwani swarming to the football. Having a decent year. 9 tackles and a sack. One of the stats that we don't keep in the LFL that I think we're going to start keeping next season is quarterback hurries. She is often in the backfield.
Just an outstanding player on both sides of the football. That was her defensive stats. On offense, she has been a star player, unexpected star player. Out of nowhere, she was winning football games.
Now a 4th and 14 facing Omaha. They elect to call a timeout as they took a lot of time in the huddle. And they'll look to regroup. Omaha down big, 26-0. Back to LFL football night. Mitch Mortazo alongside Bobby Huco. And our guys in the truck have one of the more fiery players mic'd up. Let's listen in to Allie Alberts.
Run, let's go, get the fucking egg up. Hey, stay here, you get middle. Again. Hey, watch it out here. Don't let him run to the outside. Don't you want to get a little wider for the sweep? You got A-gaps. Don't let him get this fucking first down. There. She hit the fucking thing back here. She hit the fucking thing back here, you fucking idiots. Turn it up, line, turn it up.
Allie Alberts has become one of the top leaders on this team, just like Heather Furr. In fact, if Heather Furr, depending on the decision by the coach at Chicago, doesn't come back, Alberts might run this team.
A 4th and 14 play. Colson looking to throw the ball. Nobody open. And trying to create some offense, gaining 6 yards. That will not be enough. You could see the frustration on Colson in her opening night at quarterback. Not able to get it done.
Well, she's got a lot of heart. Right there, she loses a tackle, loses a couple tackles, makes a solid game. She's definitely an athlete, but the frustration has set in. I mean, they were competing big time in the first half. Now they're getting blown out, and they're actually trying to survive, not win, and you can't have that attitude. You got to try to win football games, not just play good against Chicago. You have to win in this league.
And speaking of Chicago, they are facing potentially their second undefeated regular season. If this score holds up, they will go to 6-0.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 8 players on the field. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Again, a personnel error leading to another penalty for Omaha. And at some point, you just got to throw your hands up in the air and wave them like you just don't care.
Absolutely right. I mean, seriously. I mean, they're playing so good. Now they're looking like the old Omaha team that started season off.
An acrobatic attempt at a catch by Civilian. That'll fall incomplete, setting up a 2nd and 5.
You got to wonder how long Coach Keith Hack is going to keep Heather Furr. Now, this is a former MVP quarterback. She's throwing the ball good tonight, not great. I mean, she's having streaks. It's perfect. That ball should have been caught right there. But how long do you keep her in a game? This girl, she's won 2 championships for you in the past 2 seasons. It's the 4th quarter against Omaha. You keep her in?
Absolutely no. You've got 7:23 left and you're up 26 points and you play in 7 days against the Atlanta Steam in the Eastern Conference Championship. For that matter, you've got Allie Alberts still in this ball game, Chantel Taylor, Dominique Collins. These are all first-line people.
The Bliss do not have a chance to win another championship without those players. You can't risk them getting injured right now. Heather Furr, Coach Hack, they proved their point. They threw the football all night long, and they won this football game. That's what they wanted to do. Allie Alberts needed to get some balls thrown to her. They're going to have the Ferrari back next week. Now get them out of the game.
A 3rd and 5 play for Furr. She will take off with it. Impressive wheels by number 15. That is the playmaking ability that we talked about. Furr gaining 12 yards.
Which is fine. It's a great run, but they're up 26-0.
Holding. Number 5 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
What a great outside rush by Stephanie Bear. Watch the jump she got off the line of scrimmage. Fagiano had no choice but to hold her. Bear came off and would have sacked Heather Furr if it wasn't for that hold.
So instead of a first down, it'll now be 3rd and 15 back at the Chicago 15-yard line. Dina Fagiano, a solid contributor on the inside line, but has been known to make the boneheaded error from time to time. Now a 3rd and 15. Heather Furr has remained in the shotgun for a majority of the night. Looking for the go pattern again, down the field and just overthrows.
She stopped running! She fucking stopped running! She stopped running!
Coach Keith Hack not happy at Thompson, who cut off her pattern.
Hey! Keep running! Stupid motherfucker!
That's why he wins championships. This game is over. He has a receiver that's wide open. Furr puts it out there perfect. You have to adjust to the football. Go after the football. She makes no adjustment, slows down, and Coach Keith Hack is livid right now. They don't have a touchdown.
And despite being down 26-0 and being 0-5, this crowd coming to life. Down the field again, intended for Allie Alberts. I'm not sure if she caught that ball. Heather Hudson returning it. A bit of confusion here in Omaha. And she'll get it down back to the Chicago 15-yard line. Coach Hack going to challenge this call.
He thinks it was incomplete. I think Allie Alberts might have made a crazy catch.
Really on the field is we had a completed pass, then a fumble, recovered by Omaha, and returned. Chicago is challenging the ruling on the field.
It's going to be a crazy play. Furr underthrew the ball. Alberts came back. It looks like makes an incredible catch. Now is she down by contact?
Well, I'm not sure she caught that. That looked to be a trap. I don't know if we've got another look at this in the truck. But it looked like as Alberts is coming down, she traps it right there and then has obviously no control. That should be an incomplete pass.
I'm not sure. I think she caught it.
After further review, the pass is ruled incomplete. It will be turned over on downs. It will be Omaha's ball, 1st and 10 from the previous spot.
Yeah, from my angle, that looked like it hit the ground and Alberts trapped it. And that is what they saw upstairs. It'll be 1st and 10 Omaha. And once again, I proved that my eyesight is far better than yours, Bobby.
You got a better angle.
First and 10, ball at the Chicago 15. Neckline tackle. Chantel Taylor. Not impressed by Shaylin Durham at all.
They are not going to let this team score. They're leaving all their starters in. They don't want to come out of the game. They're playing the playoffs next week. She almost takes her head off, literally right there. Chantel Taylor, I would not want to mess with her.
I've never seen her be this dominant on the football field.
Incredible performance. I mean, it's a one-lady show right now on that defensive line.
Second and 10 play. That's a shotgun snap to Colson. And Colson tackled by Chantel Taylor again high. You got to start throwing a penalty when players are going to the head.
She's fired up. This is actually good for Chicago and head coach Keith Hack. Their team is not giving up. This game's over, but they're playing like it's for the championship right now.
And you could see Taylor go really high on Colson. Another look at the number 20 on the left arm of Chantel Taylor. I'm sure Yashi Rice sitting home in Chicago enjoying the team's effort tonight. A 3rd and 5 play to Colson. Dump off play to Sarah Robinson. And nothing going right for this Omaha team.
No, they got to get fired up. And again, they're playing good football, but again, they haven't scored a point. To play in this league, it can't be good football. It can't be, well, this year I learned how to play football. You need to learn to play football before you get to this league. These girls are studs. These are great All-American athletes that know how to play football before they get to the LFL.
Now a 4th and 5 handoff to Durham. And Durham moving the pile, continues to move her feet. But it looks like she'll be a yard short of the first down. And Chicago will take over on downs.
That's the Chicago defense we know and love that won 2 championships. They could have given in. They could have not want to be in the game. They all want to play right now. Gotta love this team.
And you could see absolutely they've got every starter in this ball game. They want to blank this Omaha squad 26-0. And we can expect them to work on the clock here perhaps, or it looks like they're going back to work in the passing game.
Heather Furr, she just loves to throw the football. She never gets an opportunity to do this.
Yeah, this is just sandlot ball now. That's a first down incompletion. Pass attempted to one of the second-line players, Caitlin Burke.
Caitlin Burke, Coach Hack told me a lot about her. She's a speed demon out of Chicago. 5'3", fire plug. All she needs is time to play. A lot of time for Furr. Burke comes open. She needs to come back to the football. This is her first time in action this year. When the ball's thrown like that, you got to come back to the quarterback, get the ball.
And let's give a little credit there to Sarah Robinson, who jumped the pattern and deflected the pass. That'll set up a 2nd and 6. Ball remains at the 6 of Chicago. That's a toss right play. Great hit. Sarah Robinson making 2 plays back-to-back, pitting Javille Thompson against the boards.
How many times have we seen this play by Chicago? The basic sweep. Usually that is Christelle Ferrari-Harris getting the ball, but we haven't seen her run in, geez, 3 quarters it looks like.
That'll set up a 3rd and 4 and officially take us to the 2-minute mark of this ball game. The Chicago Bliss are 2 minutes away from perfection. Back to LFL football night, and next week, the Bullets start flying. It's the Western Conference Championship. Mo Gaxiola versus Danica Brace. Los Angeles and Seattle. What a ball game that's going to be.
Here we go, the real ballers. I cannot wait for that game. Awesome action.
Never been that excited for a playoff game. And tonight, we've got one of the bigger characters in the league mic'd up, Keith Hack.
Dominique! Dominique! You guys gotta look over here. Watch the play action. Tell Kim. Tell Kim. Watch the play action. Next one, I want number 1. Tell her to throw it the fucking alley. That girl is shit over her. This is a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. Over here. Heather. Get over here! Heather. Fucking idiots, get over here! Heather. You guys wake the fuck up. Jesus, Heather. Fucking Christ. Get your feet set. Dude, she's running on the fucking wall. Wake the fuck up. No, what happened out there? Inadvertent whistle? Inadvertent whistle? You're dialed in, though.
That's why I love that guy. Was that Don Rickles or Coach Keith Hack throwing a knife into the referee? I love it.
A 3rd and 4 now for this Chicago offense. Again, a lot of first-line players for Chicago, hoping they can avoid an injury here in the final 2 minutes. That's JaVale Thompson mishandling the toss play. Heather Furr getting on the rock, and Chicago will retain possession.
I don't like that at all. Get Heather Furr out of there. She's diving on fumbles. If she turns an ankle, if she breaks a finger, and she's out for a playoff because of a play, unneeded play right there. She's taking hits. Get her out of the game, Coach.
Why do you have Heather Furr lead blocking in a game that you're up 26-0?
You guys out. Hey, it's 4th down. We gotta throw. You guys out. Bump out. Bump out. Hold on to the fucking ball. God damn it.
That right there is the difference in cultures of these two teams. One team won 2 championships back-to-back. One team scored 13 points this year. This game's over. Coach Keith Hack is all over his players for dropping the football, fumbling. Heather Furr not doing what she wants to. The other team is laughing. I cannot believe that culture.
That is a bit upsetting to be down 26-0, be facing 0-6, and be laughing on the sideline. Speaks volumes for the Omaha coaching staff. That's a dump off to Shabria Civilian. Civilian gaining 9 yards, and Chicago will retain possession and hopefully just run this clock out at this point.
I don't think they are. I think they're going to go down throwing with Heather Furr. But getting back to that culture, the passion of football. Keith Hack lives and dies football. Heather Furr lives and dies football. They win championships. Omaha, it's been an embarrassing year for them.
It really has, and I think at this point they just want to run out the final minute of this season and burn the game film. That's a quick little screen pass completed to Caitlin Burke. Another one of the second-line players finally getting into the ball game. A nice catch by Burke.
Absolutely. 26-0. I'm still shocked that the coach is laughing on the sideline. As an ex-coach, if I saw a player laughing on my sideline when I'm losing 26-0, I'd fire her.
And I think you hit it on the head there, Bobby. Is this the final game for this coaching staff in Omaha?
If you're asking me, it has to be yes. I mean, as a head coach, you have to win, you have to perform, you have to score points. They didn't do any of that. You have to tackle, they didn't do that. They let up 70 points a game. We could go on and on. I mean, the girls give effort. They have good players. But as an organization, head coaches have to win football games.
That pass complete to Caitlin Burke. So we're seeing a little bit of talent in the second stringers with Chicago. Caitlin Burke and Carla Kosak. A couple little slot-type receivers. And we are down to the final 20 seconds of football here. And Furr is going to continue to sling it down the field. Looking down the field, and a great deflection. Heather Hudson in coverage.
Heather Furr firing the football down the field, trying to get points. Stephanie Murray, who's already got 1 touchdown reception, trying to get another one right there. I love Heather Furr. She's going to compete. She doesn't care what the score is. She's going to keep throwing, running, trying to. She's having fun out there.
Stephanie Baer put the heavy pressure on Heather Furr, and this should be our last play of this ball game. And with the win, Chicago will advance to 6-0 on the season. That is the only undefeated team in the LFL. But I'm not sure any of that matters to this staff. They want to get to the Legends Cup and be only the second team to basically three-peat.
Absolutely. You heard Allie Alberts, Coach Keith Hack. They are such competitors. Unless they win, it's going to be a disappointment unless they win another championship.
Yeah, I don't think the 6-0 mark means absolutely anything. And this is what I worry about. Heather Furr taking another late hit. Really disappointed in the personnel coaching decisions by Coach Keith Hack. He should know better.
Without Heather Furr, they don't win a championship. And if she does anything, turns an ankle like I said, or anything,
she's out for the playoffs. You got to get her out of the game.
This entire fourth quarter has been irrelevant. Why are the starters in this ball game? And that is the interception by Heather Furr that will bring this game to an end. A 6-0 mark, undefeated in the regular season, and they advance to the playoffs.
Few teams walk where Coach Keith Hack and the Chicago Bliss walk. Outstanding game again. On the other side for Omaha, they got to regroup. They have good athletes. They have a quarterback. Kaylin Colson, she played great tonight. I look for good things on this team for next year.
And that brings us to the end of not only this game, but the official end of the 2015 season. A season that saw the back-to-back champions go undefeated and win big on the road, 26-0. For Bobby Huco, our producer Connor Schofield, this is Mitch Mortaza, and we will see you next week from the playoffs.